Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and Stormy Daniels' attorney representing her, who she's now suing the president to invalidate the non-disclosure agreement she had with, reportedly with the president, with Michael Cohen, his attorney and family associate, whatever. And an LLC that was named on the non-disclosure agreement, I believe, ECLLC. So she's claiming since the president didn't sign it, the non-disclosure is null and void. And here's her attorney, who's quite aggressive. However, I have a few thoughts, but it's worth watching. It really, really is. Let's see if this will play for you.
So you are suing to release your client from what you call a hush agreement, this non-disparagement agreement, because she wants to tell her story. Is that a fair assumption?
That's correct. In light of the amount of misinformation that's out there, some of which has been disseminated by Mr. Cohen and others, she believes it's important that the public learn the truth about what happened.
Her lawsuit, states that she had an intimate relationship with the president, but let's not bother to be delicate. Did she have a sexual relationship with the president?
Yes.
Okay. She also says, according to this document, that there were tangible items, photos, images, that she had them, and according to this agreement, she won't turn them over. She will never release them publicly. Does she still have photos, images, text messages, documents that verify this claim?
That's a question that Ms. Daniels will have to ultimately answer.
Do you know the answer to that question?
I do know the answer, and I'm not at liberty to disclose that this morning.
Let's talk about this. The point of this hush agreement, as you call it, is the president and his lawyer were attempting to buy her silence. Is that the allegation here? Is that what you're claiming?
Exactly.
And he did, in fact, or someone gave $130,000 to Stormy Daniels, right? The president's lawyer.
Well, ultimately, we don't know that it's going to show that it came from the president's lawyer, but she did receive $130,000 that was facilitated or routed to her by Mr. Cohen.
Michael Cohen has acknowledged publicly that he facilitated a payment of $130,000 from his own personal funds in accordance with this agreement.
But we think it's highly questionable as to whether it came from his personal funds.
You think the president knew about it?
There's no question the president knew about it at the time. The idea that an attorney would go off on his own without his client's knowledge and engage in this type of negotiation and enter into this type of agreement, quite honestly, I think is ludicrous.
Well, you make that inference, but you don't know. Or can you prove that the president knew about this payment?
We certainly haven't disclosed all the facts and evidence that we're aware of in connection with this as it relates to the filing of the complaint. And there's many other additional facts and evidence that we have, and we think that's going to come to light.
So you have this agreement. It's signed by people using aliases. Stormy Daniels, who goes by Peggy Peterson, she signs it. EC, this is the entity through which the $130,000 gets transferred. Somebody signs that, Michael Cohen, on behalf of that entity. And now there's this blank space, Dennison. That's supposed to be the president's signature, according to you. And because it's not there, you say it's unenforceable, that now she's free to talk?
That's correct. There were three parties to the agreement: my client, Mr. Trump, and EC. Two of the three signed. Mr. Trump did not sign. We believe that that was so that he could later claim deniability, and therefore, from a legal perspective, we believe she's free to talk.
Here's the problem. She accepted $130,000. Does she have to return it? I mean, she received payment. She got what she contracted for, did she not?
No, absolutely not, because that agreement, it's not just about the $130,000. There's other obligations of Mr. Trump pursuant to that agreement. There's release obligations and other things, and it's our position that that the entire agreement is null and void because he did not sign it. Now, she may ultimately return the money.
I was going to say, if you win in court and a judge says, you know what, this agreement is not valid, wouldn't she have to return the money she accepted pursuant to this agreement?
I think she may have to, and she's prepared to do that.
Is she looking to sell her story?
No, she's looking to disclose the truth about what happened.
So would you say she won't accept money to tell her story publicly if she prevails in your lawsuit?
I'm not going to make that representation. I don't think she's ultimately determined what she's going to do. But at this point, in light of the amount of misinformation that Mr. Cohen has put out there to the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, and others, I think it's time for her to tell her story and for the public to decide who's telling the truth.
Well, in point of fact, Stormy Daniels recently, a couple of months ago, January 10th, 2018, issued a statement that says any allegation of a sexual and or romantic affair with Donald Trump, she is stating with complete clarity, this is absolutely false, she said. So she lied in this statement.
That was a statement that was demanded that she sign. Mr. Cohen demanded she sign that statement, and as alleged in the complaint, we believe that that it was done through force and intimidation.
But why did you say he demanded it? Why did she have to sign it? Why did she have to? Could she have said nothing and not violated this agreement? She makes a positive, affirmative assertion. There's no truth to this allegation.
I think once my client is able to sit down and describe exactly what happened here and the circumstances around that, the people of the United States and the world will know exactly why she signed it.
She also says rumors that I have received hush money from Donald Trump are completely false. Is that a lie too?
It's a false statement, absolutely.
And she says she had to sign this? I don't understand that.
That's her position. And I think, again, once she tells the truth about what happened, people are going to understand why she signed it.
All right. Michael Avenatti, it's an interesting lawsuit. Let us know how it turns out. We'll be following it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You know, the ultimate goal of this lawsuit seems to be to let Stormy Daniels tell her story. And to do that, her lawyers are arguing a non-disclosure agreement they say she signed.
Okay, so, you know, it's, I mean, this is 12 years ago, so I don't want to relitigate this. I've made several videos about it, you know, so it's a good story. I like Trump. I'm not trashing Trump. But it's from you know, it almost makes it sound like, you know, this happened a couple years ago. This is from a long time ago. I mean, this is from 2006. The other thing is, you know, the thought I have is she signed it. You know, she took the money. So, I mean, that almost, in my opinion, you know, being that the attorney representing Trump, and then they're all using aliases apparently, but there's two signatures to the contract, and the person received the goods for the contract. I mean, that almost makes it a sound contract, in my opinion. But I will, but also in addition, you know, I noticed in a CNBC article that the president actually filed a restraining order. Apparently, it says a lawyer for the president, Donald Trump, last week reportedly obtained a secret restraining order barring porn star Stormy Daniels from disclosing what details of what she has said was an intimate relationship, etc. You know, believe me, this is not going to just be one-sided, and you know, this is what happens. Not to mention going up against the president of the United States. But when you go up against somebody, and you've already come to a pretty fairly much a cordial agreement, you accepted the benefit of that contract, and now you're coming back. You know, believe me, the full weight and bear of that individual's, you know, that's worth $10 billion, Donald Trump, it's going to come, you know, at you. And in this case, you know, maybe it seems to me it's well deserved. It really is. I think Stormy Daniels, Stephanie Clifford, seems to be pressing the issue when I don't know. So that's the story there. And there was the affirmative statement, you know, recently, basically saying everything that was, you know, confirming. You know, why did she do that? I think Savannah Guthrie did a very good job. I mean, why didn't she just say nothing? But she didn't. She actually, you know, confirmed what the attorney, Michael Cohen, had said. I think the president's on pretty good legal footing here. And that's the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.